In 5 years, every atom in this eyeball will be completely different. But that's not even the best part. Those new atoms are going to be arranged using the energy from a star that's 93 million miles away. And before you think this is just going to be another mystical nonsense about how we're all stardust, man, stick around. Because I'm about to walk you through how the 93 million mile journey of electromagnetic radiation became the meat suit that you're wearing right now. Let's start with the obvious accomplice, plants. Every plant on this planet is basically a solar panel wrapped in cellulose, running the most important chemical reaction in the history of life, photosynthesis. In every tree, every blade of grass, every leaf, this is all happening outside of your window. Right now, chlorophyll molecules are catching photons. Little light packets of energy that traveled 8 minutes, 19 seconds from this nuclear fission reactor that we call the sun. The photons hit chlorophyll and knock electrons into higher energy state with no input of energy from the plant's parts. The photon is the energy. This isn't gentle, it's quantum mechanical violence. The plant then uses that stolen solar energy to rip apart water molecules and carbon dioxide, rebuilding them into glucose and oxygen through the Calvin cycle. The equation is deceptively simple. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of water plus light energy yields a glucose plus 6 oxygen molecules. But what that equation really says is how to build sugar from sunlight and air. Every cellulose fiber, every starch granule are fossilized photons. Now, here's where it gets personal. You think you're eating food, but you're actually eating concentrated sunlight with extra steps. These apples provide approximately 80 calories, which equals 334,720 joules of ancient sunlight. Every calorie you consume is a measurement of ancient sunlight. When your body breaks down glucose through cellular respiration, you're burning solar energy that was captured days, weeks, months, even years ago. That steak, that deer spent its entire life converting plant-stored sunlight into muscle tissue. Even if you're team carnivore, you're still solar powered. You're just outsourcing the photon harvesting to someone else's digestive system. Let's talk cellular respiration, because this is where the magic happens. Your mitochondria, those powerhouses of the cell you learned about in high school, are essentially tiny furnaces burning glucose, carbs, fat, and protein, and even oxygen to produce ATP. That CO2 you just exhaled, it's traveling back to the plants to catch some more sunlight. Notice something? That's photosynthesis running in reverse. Plants use sunlight to build glucose from CO2 in water. Then you break glucose back down to CO2 in water, releasing the stored solar energy as ATP, the universal current of life. This marshmallow is made of glucose and gelatin, crystallized sunlight. When I heat it, I'm doing exactly what your mitochondria do to release energy, except your cells do this 37 trillion times simultaneously without setting you on fire, usually. Your neurons firing right now as you process this information, powered by ATP made from sunlight. Your heart pumping blood right now, solar energy. The muscle contractions that let you breathe, you guessed it, crystallized photons doing work. But let's go deeper because it gets wild when you consider atomic structure. Every carbon atom in your body, and you're about 18% carbon by mass, was either pulled from atmospheric CO2 by plants or came from an animal that got it from a plant. That carbon was assembled into complex molecules using energy that originated as photons. Same carbon atoms, different arrangements, all characterized by solar energy. Your proteins, your DNA, your cell membranes, they're all carbon-based molecules assembled using solar energy. The very atoms that make up physical structure of plants, of us, of animals, were organized by sunlight. Here's something that should probably blow your mind. The normal human body completely replaces itself every 7 to 10 years through normal cellular turnover. Every cell in your body is constantly being rebuilt from materials and energy from your environment. Which even means that you're not even just made by sunlight, you're constantly being remade by sunlight. You're like a slow motion solar flare that learned how to think. And let's not forget about oxygen. You're about 65% oxygen by mass. Every breath you take contains O2 molecules that were split from water by photosynthesis. The oxygen atoms in your body, in your blood, carrying oxygen to your cells, they were liberated from H2O from sunlight hitting chlorophyll. And those bubbles? That's sunlight being converted into the oxygen that you're breathing right now. You're breathing solar byproducts. Your blood is carrying solar waste products. Even your exhaled CO2 will be recaptured by plants and turned back into glucose using more sunlight. Now, here's why it matters for conservation. For public lands, for that fundamental human need to access wildlands. You're not separate from nature. You are nature. You're a temporary arrangement of solar energy and recycled stardust that happens to be conscious. Every forest, every grassland, every patch of wild space is part of the same energy system that builds and maintains your body. When we destroy wildlands, we're not just losing pretty scenery. We're dismantling the solar collection infrastructure that powers all terrestrial life. Every acre of forest is a solar panel farm that's been operating for millions of years without maintenance. You are this ecosystem. You're just temporarily organized. So the next time somebody asks you why you need to get outside, why wild spaces matter, and why we should protect public wildlands, you can tell them it's not just philosophical, it's physiological. You need access to the systems that made you, and you need connection to the processes that sustain you. You need wildlands because you are wildlands, just temporarily organized into something that can appreciate the irony. You're made of sunlight, so let's act like it. Subscribe for more truths about your place in the ecosystem and on this planet we call Earth. I'm still deciding if I should call this deeper dive scientific series Remembering Wild, Becoming Wild, Rewilding Yourself, something along those lines. Let me know what you think. What's your opinion in the comments below, please. And if you watched it this far, I'm so shocked and I thank you very much. People have a short attention span these days.